Right? So things change. So the way you operate, the responsibilities that you have to also change. Number 4, people will say, that's not my child, or that's not my responsibility. And why is that problematic for people who are going to be leaders? I'm not cleaning that up. I didn't put that there. I'm not doing it. Not only does it pass the buck, have you ever been on an elevator and, because I tried this at the government center, I was on an elevator and I didn't push the button. Did I get to my destination quickly or did it take a long time? It took a really long time, right? Because if we're not in control of what we do, we're allowing somebody else to be in control of what we do, which means that when we get to our destination, it's going to take us a whole lot longer than if we do it ourselves. We don't have a Superman. We don't have a Wonder Woman. There's no person with a Green Lantern that's going to come rescue us. The problems that we face in our world have to be, they were created by us humans, but they have to be solved by us, young people. So we have to become the masters of our fate and change the destiny of this planet. And you'll determine what that is. I'm not that old, but my influence is certainly diminished around people who can actually be movers and shakers in the world, which are you guys. All right? Number 5, disrespect is a form of violence. So when violence is impacted on a person, what is the emotional residue that's left over when violence happens?
Fear.
Fear, disrespect, what else?
Anger.
Anger, what else?
Retaliation.
Retaliation, what else? What's that?
Revenge.
Revenge, right? All of those things happen when physical violence occurs. When someone has been disrespected, what is the emotional residue?
Nothing good. Negativity.
Negativity. And I would say that revenge and violence and fear and all those things are the same things that happen when you've been disrespected. And so what I've learned is I don't want to be a person who is a violent person. I don't want to be a person who is consistently disrespectful. And one of the things that's been really hurtful, particularly to young people, is that you've had adults in your lives that didn't understand this particular principle. So let's go back to number 2. Because I've often heard adults say this. They said it to me, and I'm sure that you've had an adult in your life say this to you, that you have to earn my respect. Has anyone ever heard someone say that? Right? So I'm a high school student, first semester, the fall is here, I'm passing out the syllabus, and I was teaching in St. Paul, and I had this kid who thought he was rough. And he came up to me, he was like, the whole lip thing too, he did that. It was kind of disgusting, I thought. But he was like, hey man, you got to earn my respect. I said, really? He was like, yeah. I was like, huh. Okay. When's the final exam? Where's the checklist? Can I get the syllabus of everything that I need to do to earn your respect? When I was 13, I was in our youth group. My dad was my pastor. I was in the youth group, and there was a girl that I liked. Her name was Ruthie Furlow. Ruthie was 13. I was 9. I like older women. Right? So I went up to Ruthie one day and I said, Ruthie, I said, how you doing? And she was like, hey, Andre. I was like, oh, she knows my name. I'm like, ah. So she said, Andre, since you're over here, can you go do ABC? Yeah, so I ran over there. I did what she asked me to do. I came back. She said, you're a good kid. You seem to like me. Can you go do 1, 2, 3? So, what did I do? I ran off, accomplished that task. I came back. She said, Andre, if you really like me, you'll do X, Y, Z. So what do you think I did? I ran as far away from Ruthie as I possibly could because it was very clear that I was never going to get her affection. I was never going to earn her respect. As a high school student, I sent my students out to do surveys and work with the community and all this kind of stuff, and the community rejected them because they wore hoods and ate Skittles. They rejected them, right? And so I had to come back to my students with some answers because they're like, Andre, we did what you said. You know, we had our little uniforms. We were polite. We did all this kind of stuff. And I had to bow to them and say, I apologize. The only way to get someone's respect is to give it. So when we're out here and we're working with the public, we don't know who we're going to get. We don't know what kind of background they come from. We don't know what, they may look like us or not look like us. They may have developmental or physical disabilities. But the one thing that we have to give them is respect. Now, is it easy or difficult to give people who are being respectful to you respect? Is that an easy thing or a hard thing? Oh, that's easy. Anybody can do that. Unfortunately and fortunately, we are not calling you to be just anybody. We've called each and every one of you because you said, and we've said that there is something in you that we want to put out as our face, as our interface with the community, to connect with people, to give someone that smile that they may not have gotten from anybody else. One touch, one smile, one good word to any individual could make their day. How many times, and it's funny because I was working with some folks at the county and they curse at work. And I'm not a Puritan or anything like that, but I definitely think that there's a mindset that when you curse and you act cursory, when you have that bad behavior, it bleeds into everything that you do. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and you knew they were smiling, but you could not see them? Has that ever happened to you? The same thing happens in the interactions that we have with each other and the interactions that we have with our public. The only way to get respect is to give it. And you have to give respect to people who have not earned it. And you have to give that respect to people who may have been disrespectful to you. And you'll hear this, particularly as you grow up, and people will say, well, don't be a doormat. Has anyone heard that way of talking or way of thinking? Don't let people walk all over you. How many of you have a doormat at your house? What's the doormat used for? Walking on, cleaning your feet. Maybe the person that you're interacting with who's having a bad day needs to have that bad day with you so they can go on with the rest of their day and be okay. At the same time, I would like to suggest to you that you don't have to take people's punishment. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to take their disrespect. However, the only way that you can be truly respectful is to, in the face of disrespect, give it. How do you know orange trees? Anyone here an arborist? Study the leaves of trees and that kind of stuff? No. But you know an orange tree. How do you know when you walk up to an orange tree that that's an orange tree? It's got oranges on it. If you're respectful, what will I see? I will see respect. If this diversity stuff is taken, guess what I'll see? I'll see you interacting with people, not just from your group, being the lifeguard group or the concessions group or the guest services group, but I'll see you mixing together in ways that are very meaningful. Doesn't mean you don't have to not like lifeguards. I don't want you to hate lifeguards. I want you to love lifeguards if you're a lifeguard. In that way that you're supposed to, not in a twist. Okay, anyway. Right? The greatest thing that you can do in terms of diversity is give people respect because it multiplies and comes back to you. My name is Andre Koen. Thank you so much for your time. So, I have about 3 minutes left. Any questions, comments, observations? I do weddings. I'm a riot at funerals, you know. So if any of that comes up, let me know. And also my contact information is all on the bottom of the cards and that kind of stuff. So if you have any further questions or comments, please contact me, let me know, and I can be a resource for anyone who has questions about any of this stuff. But ultimately, it is about you giving respect, and it will be multiplied back to you, even if you don't see it immediately. All right? So if you could collect the cards and the markers, and I'll set those someplace. And what's next on the agenda?
Ball kick super mega team attack squad.
Ball kick. Wait. Oh,
You ever speak to like college like athletic teams and stuff? Like, I don't know, if you contacted University of North Dakota,
Put me in contact with somebody.
Okay.
Yep, you have my stuff
Yeah,
on that card. Yeah,
But
be more
I
than
feel like they good for that.
Good.
They wanted something going forward.
Yeah, no.
All the whole logo deal and everything.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is, you know, and I understand both sides of it. My wife is Native, and they don't see that as a compliment. Now, if the Irish see Notre Dame using the Fighting Irish as complimentary, more power to them. They have the ability to say that. But I think groups should be able to determine what they do.
That's the third time that car has passed by since I've been standing here.
Oh, really? Yeah. They're jealous.
Yeah, well, it officially retired, I think. Hopefully, like yesterday, I think,
Okay.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
It's been going on for about 10 years now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I just think that, you know, because if black people want to be called black, go for it. If they want to be called African American, go for it. I don't think you should be able to tell me what I should be called. You know, just like I wouldn't, you know,
Yeah.
however you want to be identified,
Yeah.
that should be up to you. You know, so. Yeah. But it is a big topic. It's a really big topic. You know, because people also talk about treaty stuff, right? So, you know, why do Native Americans get to hunt the way they hunt, and how come they, you know, we can't hunt like we want to hunt?
1837 treaty, I think it was what it was.
Yeah, there's a bunch of treaties, most of which have been broken, but there's some that we're trying to hold on to, and I just happen to be one of them. So, what's your name again?
Dan.
Dan.
Yeah, I swim up in North Dakota, so yeah, we get a bunch of talks like this. We have
I was just like,
Zoo
and
for
I
athletics.
apologize. No,
I know we've had some
I just saw
good
your email.
diversity
I went to
stuff. We gotta go there every year. But
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being here, man, and being a free thinker.
Yes.
That's important.
I mean, yeah, both sides, but it's just every sporting event. There's a video that gives respect to the Sioux and everything, while how they're being like,
Because I finished
We
praying
do
for
that to people.
Right, and
We do that to dead people.
my
That's
email
what we
didn't
did
show
tonight.
it till after
You know,
7.
I mean,
I had just picked up from mine.
And I need to get your
how many Sioux?
your